What's up guys, Drew here. Welcome back to Starting Out Solitary. It's week 266, and this week we are discussing how we work with our cauldron. Now that of course is assuming that we have a cauldron, which I do. I happen to be a collector witch, and there are certain things that I collect. I collect mortar and pestles, for example, and I collect cauldrons. I believe I have 7 cauldrons. My husband has a few too, but they're mainly small. This cauldron here, this cute little guy, is technically my husband's, but we actually share it. I use it for an offering bowl, most often on the altar, things of that nature. We personally have not burnt anything in this. It's a little rusted out in the bottom, but that doesn't bother us. Okay, so the first of my cauldrons, which I guess technically you could say this was mine and my husband's as well, but he bought it for me. I think we paid $11 for this out at our local flea mall. It's just decor in the living room. It sits in front of the fireplace, but I also like to use it to make my black salt. I rub the salt all over the rusted outside of the cauldron, and it adds iron properties because it's cast iron to my black salt. Plus, the whole time I'm feeding my intention into it. I have a video where I do it on my channel. Obviously, right now, a lot of my cauldrons are candle storage. This is the very first cauldron I ever had. It was my burning cauldron. And as you can see right now, it is used for candle storage. It is mainly decorative at this point because my husband got me a better burning cauldron years later. This little guy is what I would refer to as a candle cauldron, not because it's holding candles, my little birthday candles, but because it is designed for burning a candle. You put the candle in the middle, and then I guess you could do rope incense or, not rope incense. Well, you could do rope incense, but loose incense, the kind that's meant to burn in a spiral or whatever. You could probably do that in here too, but it was designed to burn candles in. And that is what I have used it for, other than candle storage. I use it sometimes when I burn candles, particularly, I don't know why, but I'm very drawn to burning anything to do with intuition or psychic development or anything in this. This little antiqued looking brass cauldron I got secondhand at my local thrift shop. This is what I refer to as my working cauldron. If I want to make up an herbal blend or something, I like to do it in here a lot of times. So I'll pull out the candles that it's holding and I'll use it for that purpose. And then there's this little guy. Super cute. You can see it's like glass etched. It is technically a cauldron. I consider it a cauldron. It's not, I mean, it's like a sugar bowl or something, right? It was my mother's, and it was passed down to her from her mother, and I think from her mother. It's like a family heirloom. I'll do like an herbal blend in here or something of that nature, but it's mainly decorative and sentimental value, and of course, candle storage. I've got this little guy. This was gifted to me from a friend who was not a witch, but she had it. She used to burn candles in it. I use it to hold smoke wands. I've never burnt anything in it. I've just always used it for smoke wands. It's a cute little guy. He's so cute. I love him, and it is cast iron. And then my burning cauldron that I use for spellcraft or anything of that nature is this guy. This is cast iron. It would cost a good little chunk. My husband found it one year out at Pagan, our local Pagan Pride. And you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there are ashes inside. This is where I burn petitions or affirmations or anything of that nature. I burn in this and I love it. It's just juicy. I still want more. I know that's horrible, but I really would just be happy if I could have a nice big cast iron cauldron for outside. Then I think my collection could be complete. I couldn't pass this little guy up at the flea mall for $11. So, you know, it needed a good home. It needed to be with a witch, and it's part of my home decor. And you know, a couple I did not purchase. They came into my hands, but I just want one more. I just want a big one for outside. And then I'll be done, I promise. Yeah, I don't make any denials. I am a collector witch. So I have different cauldrons for different purposes, and the same is true of my mortar and pestles as well, honestly. But what do you use your cauldrons for? I don't typically do any kind of water potion-y workings in my cauldrons. I just haven't felt called to do that. If I had one for outside that I could suspend over a fire, I might do something like that for sure. But yeah, I don't know. What do you use your cauldrons for? Do you have a cauldron? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. And until next time, much love and gratitude.